So now in this part, we'll try to create that controller folder. So where uh, we will do that already we created in previous one that DB connection, then modules where we try to fetch that value or try to write that insert code or select code from that. Okay. So now we will go and try to do that. And now creating controller and then we'll go for route. So in controller, basically what we do in between route and module, we try to create one more folders where they can use that. So now I will move to this one and I will try to write that controls where we'll try to fetch that user function we'll write, and again similarly we'll try to write that add users. Okay, and now we'll see that it's coming there or not while doing the debug. Okay, so only when request will come, we'll try to call that whatever module we have created, models we have created, not modules, sorry, whatever models we have created for user, that will try to call inside this one and then try to use that. Okay, so now let's move to this one. So now I will minimize this. I'll select src. I will create one more folder called controller t controllers. Okay, and inside this I will create user controller.js. Okay, so now in this one, what all we need? First thing, we need to import these two things, these two value, whatever we created here, uh, get user and add user. Okay, so what I can do, I will copy this so that there will be no issue in that spelling. So now what I will do, I will create that const. Okay, and now I will put that require. Okay, require, and then I'll do dot slash models slash user model. Okay, so now from here we are going to use that both the variables, that both the functions you can tell that we created there. Okay, so now this one is done. Now let's move to, now we'll try to create new here where functions. So I will put that fetch users. Okay, so fetch users with async. Okay, so fetch users async. Then we need now request and response. Okay, and then what we can do now, we'll put that try and catch block both. Okay, so now what we can do, we create that const user equals to await, and now get user function that we already have, that we created. So what this will do, so this will call that function and then we can see all our required details. Okay, and now once we'll get, we'll response dot status of 200, and now dot json. Okay, and then in bracket users. Okay, okay, so this one we will respond it back once we'll get that everything. Okay, and if we got any error, then we'll send that response dot status equals to 500. Okay, dot json, and then we'll try to pass message, and we'll pass error fetching users. Okay, and now we'll do that error message as well. Okay, so now we are done. Okay, so now we are done with that, writing that fetching users. Okay, Similarly, now we need to write for create user as well. So what we're doing, request and response, we are taking it out and we putting in fetch users, and then we getting that get users where we have written our SQL query. So since that is SQL query, so we are not writing it directly here. There we can write that all SQL related things, and here we can call it now. Now let's move to same way. We'll try to create one more. Create user, create user, equals to async, okay, sync arrow function, and then I will try to pass again request, comma, response. Okay, now we'll try and catch. We'll use that. Okay, so now inside that try, we're writing inside try and catch block. Since any error will come, it will be catch there and throw, or we can write directly. You can write, then also it will work, but this is not as per that coding standard. So everything we need to put in try and catch block. That's why I'm putting in try and catch block. Okay, so now I put that const. Okay, and I need ID and name. Okay, request, sorry, request dot body. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, from request body we'll get that, will when we run through that API, we'll pass in that JSON format. So we'll pass that ID and name. So I'm trying to read that and assign in name, ID and name user. Okay, so after this what we can do, we can put that await. Okay, await add user, and then I can pass that ID and name here. Okay, that add user we created, that just I'm passing that and using this. Okay, and in that request status, then we need to push that now. Okay, we'll put that, I will write it down, leave it now. Oh, how come it's caps lock? Request dot status. Okay, and I can pass 200 or 201, anything 200 or 201. Both will be work. I can pass that 200 only, or you can pass the different one so that you know that okay from where coming in debug process. So now 201 dot JSON. Okay, and now what we can pass, we can pass that either you wanted to validate any message you wanted to pass, then what we can do, we can do that message. Okay, and what we can do, we can pass user added successfully, added, or user added only, we can put that user added. Okay, so now this one done. If everything work fine, now I will come back to catch block. Okay, and then similarly we can just send that respond, respond dot status 500. Okay, and I can write out now JSON, and then we can put that message stating error while adding error, adding user, and then you can put that comma and error message. Okay, now we are done, and then need to export that module dot export. Okay, So now we can do that uh, create and fetch. So I will get that now, create user and then fetch user. Okay, fetch user and then this is done. Okay, so now in this one what we try to do, we just try to use that our models whatever we created for here, connecting and writing that select and insert value. Same thing we trying to call it here. Okay, so that whatever our function any issues will be there in this one, we can do later changes or debug it out here. Whatever we want we can do that changes, or if you wanted to do any changes we can do, adding any more functions to call or any modification or return message we wanted to change, we need to just do here in user controller, need to do changes. Okay, so we first created now and call that get user, and here we pass use that add user, passing that both the value and now export it. So now we'll create that one more routes, and then we'll try to uh, do that all those testing once we create that routes. Okay, so I hope you like this video. Thank you.